To the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. I am your host, Crypto Bro, and we are back at it again with another edition of, you guessed it, the daily live stream. We have plenty of shit to talk about today, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get that chill music going. God, this song hypes me up and gets me so excited for the stream, you guys. It gets me so fired up. We'll go ahead and go back here, put on some chill vibes. We're going to get into the market here today, talk about plenty of indications that we are seeing in the charts today. A lot of crypto action, a lot of stock market action, lots of action everywhere. We shall discuss. So I do have a few announcements to make. It seems that my internet connection's a little better. I made a few adjustments to my PC. I contacted my internet provider, definitely dropped them with a heavy load of I'm pissed off, but it seems like everything is good. The mic is on, the camera's running, everything seems to be working just fine. Welcome. So the first announcement is, obviously, Thanksgiving's coming up, everybody, and you know what that means. That means I'm going to choose time with my family and my friends over my career. Holidays are one of those times where I kind of take advantage of that time off and abuse it. I will not be streaming Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I will not be streaming at all starting on Thursday. You guys will get a stream tomorrow night as well, but that will be it until the following Monday. Gotta get that free time when I can, because I'm busy as shit constantly. With trading, with my day job, with maintaining a household, so on and so forth. So just remember, no streams starting Thursday until Monday. Again, holiday weekend, big Thanksgiving plans coming up, lots and lots of things to knock out, lots of family to see, lots of friends to see, a lot of things to take care of. So I will not be live at all Thursday or Friday, and definitely not the weekend until Monday. So that's number one. And number two, in yesterday's stream, before I was abruptly interrupted by my shit internet, I was mentioning to you guys that I do have plans for another instructional video. Yes, you heard it! Another instructional video. I'm getting ready to record and drop another instructional video. And for you guys, I'm going to give you kind of an inside hint at what that video is going to be. And quite simply put, it's going to be my trading checklist. So basically, you guys are going to get an inside scoop on how I observe the market, how I observe entry, exit points, risk management points, take profit points, stop loss points, so on and so forth. You guys are going to get my entire trading checklist from start to finish. Again, my main trading strategy being the 21 exponential trading strategy here on the daily time frame. I'm going to give you all the details on how I manage each and every position on every asset that I trade with the 21 exponential. It's going to be a very long video. It's going to be highly detailed. I'm going to type out my notes so that you guys can write them down or type them out yourself as well. Everything's going to be visible on the screen. Examples, notes, the whole 9 yards. I'm going to give you guys everything that I look for when trading the 21 exponential with the indicators that you see on my charts. That being the 21 exponential, the red 10 simple, horizontal support and resistance, Fibonacci extensions and Fibonacci retracements, RSI, and stochastics, as well as historical volatility percentile. I'm going to give you guys all the bee's knees to my trading positions, to my trading strategy, so that you guys have a fundamental understanding as far as how I trade, how I am trading this market right now. And again, I know plenty of other strategies, and I could show you guys other strategies that would not be, difficult for me. But what would be difficult is providing experience with those strategies. This is the strategy that I have vast experience with. I am very profitable and very consistently profitable from this strategy. So I want to be able to provide you guys with kind of my fundamental outlook on that strategy. So instructional video expected to drop sometime next week, earliest Monday, latest Wednesday next week. You guys will be getting a fresh, brand new instructional video, and please be prepared. It will be long. Again, this channel not only is for my, journal entries, right? I'm using it as a trading journal so that I can reflect on my own analysis. I can reflect on my own trading abilities, but at the same time, I can provide education and entertainment for those around the world. So what I want to be able to do is, record that video for educational purposes and give you guys a very, very fresh and clean look at how I observe the 21 exponential and how I trade the 21 exponential. So that's announcement number 2. I think that's the announcement that I have. We have a viewer. Welcome, viewer. Thanks for joining the channel. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of the cause here. What am I looking at here? I'm looking for my requests. We have requests today. Alrighty, we do have requests today, which means today might be a little bit of a longer stream. We're gonna go ahead and hop right into it, you guys. And you obviously know where I'm gonna start here. NASDAQ. Again, looking a little toppy to me right now. Obviously, putting a lot of pressure on that red 10 simple here. Nothing out of the question. Let me get my little drawing tool out here. We're going to focus on price action and how I am observing this price action at the current moment in time for NASDAQ. Again, coming back, when in doubt, pull out. The macro trend is still very much intact. Again, we have a series of higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Again, this trend has been going on for quite some time, and there seems to be no stopping this trend right now. Absolutely bullish, absolutely catastrophically bullish with this asset right now. So for the long term, again, I do not believe that the trend overall, from a long-term perspective, is at threat at all. At all. Again, until we break this trend line here, this diagonal trend line of support, I am not looking for this to be a bear market anytime fucking soon. But what I am looking for is a potential short-term time frame change of behavior. Again, we already have a little bit of evidence here. And you guys got to, again, remember the difference between long-term and short-term, right? Long-term, overall structure. Short-term, immediate structure. For the short-term, I'm going to be focused on this immediate structure right here. And that's it. There's a difference between the two, and again, they both apply. So looking at this this chart right now, closing below supports, kind of expected, kind of expected a little bit. Again, I try to say expect nothing, prepare for everything, but again, I was preparing for a pullback to that 21 exponential. That condition has been fully met and confirmed. We did see an initial test of the 21 exponential with a bounce off of it. Again, the 21 is holding as tentative support. Anything can happen at this current moment in time, and we will outline those conditions here, right? So right now, candle closure below support tells me we either hold it as support or confirm tentative resistance here today and today only. We do see today's price action currently just below the red 10 simple, and again, nothing too catastrophic as far as the long-term trend is considered, but for the short term, I do believe the short-term time frame trend here is a little bit at threat here. Why? Because realistically, if we close below the red 10 simple, we close below this and confirm it as new tentative resistance at 16,345, I'm going to be looking for a down movement here to the current low, right around 15,980 here, and if we take out this low, let me go ahead and highlight it. If we take out this low right here, right, that'll initiate a change of behavior in my opinion here. Any closure below this support line here initiates a short-term time frame, medium-term time frame change of behavior, and I'm going to be looking for targets to the downside first around this region here, right around 15,700, right? But likely we see a little bit more of a pullback. Again, we've seen it before, right? We've seen it before historically. We see new all-time highs, beautiful uptrend here, comes down, prints a macro low right here, and confirms support on that diagonal trend line before absolutely ripping skyward, right? Again, it doesn't have to happen that way. This is just one of the possibilities that I'm looking at. I'm looking at this to potentially look like short-term time frame, medium-term time frame reversal here. Any closure below this low. Obviously, I'm going to be looking for targets, horizontal supports to the downside. The first target I'd be looking for is 15,700. But realistically, here, initiating a change of behavior on the shorter term, medium term timeframes likely means we see a general pullback to this diagonal trend line here. And realistically, the first horizontal that lines up with that diagonal trend line here is at 15,185, right? So that's just that's one of the possibilities. It is also possible to see price action turn around, hold support on the 21 exponential here, confirm a higher low, and then continue to new all-time highs. If I do see a higher low on the 21 exponential here, I will have no choice but to look for new all-time highs, right? Because that's just uptrend confirmation. Damn it, I am fucking up my words today. Uptrend continuation confirmation if we set a higher low on the 21 exponential here. And we obviously still have our main target to the upside if that condition is to be met, right around the 2.2 Fibonacci extension, right around 17,250 bucks. But again, we have plenty of evidence from a momentum oscillator perspective that suggests otherwise. First piece of evidence here, bearish divergence continue to play out today here, looking to potentially go for new lows here. Again, we are seeing a little bit of sideways action right now, a little bit of boring price action, but we have plenty of time in the day before any definitive decisions are made, in my opinion, as far as an RSI perspective is concerned. But again, remember what I was telling you guys. Anytime we see RSI enter the bullish control zone here, it's usually short-lived. It's usually short-lived here, right? It's and again, there are a couple of examples where it's longer lived, back in 2017, back in 2018, but ever since that point here, it's usually touch, exit, short-lived, exit, short-lived, exit. This is just another example of where it's very short-lived in the bullish control zone here before a swift exit, right? And the fact that we exited it here and we're looking to test current lows, in my opinion, tells me that the short-term time frame trend is at risk. And again, from a long-term perspective, it has nothing to do with the macro. I don't get absolutely full-on bearish until we set new macro lows below 14,485. Any closures below there, then yeah, maybe we have a topic of conversation, but we're well and far away from that. All I'm looking at is RSI, dipping out of the bullish control zone once again, looking for new lows, and stochastics here, not only printing bearish divergence like RSI, but rejecting the bullish critical zone as well, entering the bullish control zone, and barely confirming new lows as well. So we do have evidence that momentum is starting to sway to the downside here. It does look like the bears might pick this one up for a little while here, but again, I'm still waiting for confirmation below new tentative resistance, possible resistance, before I'm convinced of a pullback to the next level below the 21 at 15,985, right? And once that condition is met, especially if we see an open and closure below the 21 here, I'm going to be fully convinced that a pullback to that diagonal trend line is very, very, very possible and very likely as well. Same thing with SPY futures here. We're going to take a look. Still maintaining structure on the red 10 simple here, but again, it is looking weak. More bearish divergence, continuing to play out to the downside. Again, a nice little choppy in the bullish control zone, swift exit. Same principle applies for SPY futures here. Give me one second. Same principle applies for the RSI, because NASDAQ here, it's usually short-lived when we see RSI enter the bullish control zone here. I'll highlight a couple of examples. Again, really short-lived, really short-lived, really short-lived. A lot of entries into the bullish control zone typically remain short-lived, and this is no exception here, you guys. So, this is definitely suggesting a little bit more of a pullback. I'm looking for the same conditions here. Any closure below the 21 exponential in confluence with the in confluence with the current low, lined up with the 21 exponential, I'm going to be looking for a swift decline. First target being 45.70, spot 50, and then likely again that diagonal trend line that we've been talking about for quite some time. Could be definitely another tentative test target for this price action here. Again, if confirmed. You know, again, RSI divvying below the exponential, forcing it to a negative slope, basically confirming bearish divergence and a rejection on the bottom side of the bullish control zone. Doesn't bode well for continuation, at least from my perspective, for the time being, right? You know, likely looking for this one to turn around just a little bit. And again, doesn't affect the macro. The macro, you know, again, when in doubt, pull out. The macro has just been up for like, you know, forever. You know, seeing, you know, little divvies, little dips, higher lows, higher highs. The trend is still intact. You know, even the immediate term trend here, the short term trend is still intact with this one because, you know, neither chart has taken out the low. But again, we have to exercise caution. We have to exercise the possibility that is what we're looking at right now, especially seeing all this resistance at the all-time high breakout point here. Definitely, you know, seeing pressure from a momentum perspective to the downside, right? Mic is on, camera is working, no issues with the recording. If you guys are experiencing any issues at any time, please do not hesitate to you know, let me know if there are any issues with the stream right now. It seems to be, you know, working well, working in my favor, but again, you never know. If you guys are experiencing any issues with the stream, just let me know. I'm gonna take a chug of my water real quick. Get my shit together. What a beautiful day, right? What a beautiful fucking day, you guys. God damn. All right, coming back in again, the same conditions, you know, for Nasdaq is what I'm looking at for, you know, for SPY futures here. Yeah, I do see pressure to the downside, and again, stochastics, bearish divergence confirmed, you know, continuing lower towards the bottom side of the bullish control zone, showing no signs of upside pressure whatsoever, showing no signs of bearish weakness just yet, except for price action. Except for price action, still holding the red 10 simple here, still holding the red 10, still holding the 21 exponential. Again, nothing is confirmed as far as the downside is concerned here. I'm just highlighting the inevitable possibility, right? The possibility that something like this could occur. And again, we could, you know, hold support on the 21 exponential and boom, you know, head towards the 2.272, which is still, you know, in the realm of possibilities. As long as we're above the 21 exponential here, I'm still positive. I'm still bullish, right? But, you know, we're seeing red candles. We're seeing, you know, differences in the momentum oscillators to the downside. We're seeing a loss of momentum here. It's definitely possible we see a little bit more of a pullback here for SPY futures. You know, kind of the same disposition here. Moving on to the US dollar index. I think this one continues. 3 straight days, pressuring that resistance. This is the kind of price action that I like to see. When I look at rejection here, you know, we hit a resistance, and you know, technically yes, these three are rejections of that resistance. But look at how close price action is to that resistance, right? We didn't see it reject and decline, right? We saw it reject and hold fast, putting a lot of pressure on that resistance here. So I'm very confident that this one breaks at some given point in time, unless proven otherwise here. That proof otherwise would be a full rejection of the current resistance at 96.64 to the downside towards the red 10 simple, or the prior breakout point at 95.95, right? That would be convincing for me to, you know, consider this, you know, a little bit of a top formation, and likely we see price action come down to the 21 exponential right around 95.21, right? But again, same thing as for this one as Nasdaq and SPY futures. Nice diagonal trend line of support here, holding price action to the upside. Not to mention, we are in the precipice of a macro change of behavior. We're talking long-term change of behavior, and I do believe this has been confirmed, yes, on the weekly time frame. So we are in the precipice of a macro change of behavior on the US dollar index. Anytime the US dollar index is booming, again, I'm looking for the stock market and cryptocurrencies to not boom so much, to start pulling back, to start declining, to start depreciating in value, because again, when the US dollar index is valued higher, everything else is valued lower, right? Prices likely get cheaper. It's just, you know, it's just analysis 101. But again, we're seeing a ceiling of resistance right now being pressured to the heaviest extent. Any candle closure above 96.65, I'm going to be looking for a huge $1 increase over time, right around 97.68. And again, we talked about that that condition of rejection here. I need to see a full-blown top call here on on RSI and on price action before I'm convinced that this one's ready to cool off for a little while before continuing the trend. Stochastics does not convince me. Stochastics convinces me that this one likely continues. Again, that coiling bullshit that we always talk about occurring in the bullish critical zone right now. Very beautiful, very powerful in my opinion. RSI still in the bullish control zone, confirming new highs, kind of going sideways and a little bit up, but again, no signs of decline just yet. So, there is no evidence present on this price action chart that tells me that this one's going to come down just yet. I want to give it a couple more days before a definitive decision is made, at least for the downside. I need to see something that tells me, yeah, this one likely loses pressure to the upside and starts selling off a little bit. Until then, I'm fucking full-blown bullish. Full-blown bullish, you guys. Full-blown bullish on the US dollar index, and that's where we're going to leave that. We're going to come up, check out Bitcoin here today. Starting to go a little sideways. I think maybe a little bit of a range could potentially be opening up. Again, volatility is fucking crazy. Yeah, it's expanding. It's above the moving average here, but it is still in the single digits, I believe. Yeah, barely hitting 10 today in the single digits. Not really looking for expansion, definitely indicative of consolidation continuation. While we do see this moving average here getting a little pressure to the upside, it is still negatively sloped, which tells me that we are still in contraction phase, right? We are still in a contraction phase, and we do have a couple of hint indications here for both perspectives here. Perspective number one, I still think we see a little bit of a try down to the blue box territory right around 53K, 52,800 is definitely still a possibility, if not at least the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level right around 53,500, right? That is still in the realm of possibilities for price action pullbacks being concerned. For the macro trend, however, I'm still absolutely bullish on this unless we see an open and closure below the current macro low at 40,880. I am not convinced of any type of reversal, right? Short, medium-term time frame reversal is what I am looking at right now. Yes, obviously tradable, especially from a 21 perspective. I am currently in a short position, and I am currently raking in profits from the short position as a result. But again, I'm waiting for that critical signal here that tells me to get the fuck out of my short position and start going long again. And confirming a macro high or low anywhere in that blue box territory, in my opinion, likely convinces me to enter quickly. This one could convince me to enter before I even get a 21 signal. Again, I'm looking at the general trend, the general structure here, and it's bullish. There was no questions about it. Again, coming off of this, Wyckoff formation here, boom, 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 no all-time highs, nice bearish pattern here, boom, 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 new lows. Just kidding, it's a macro. Blue box territory could be another macro here. And yes, realistically, we could see price action decline all the way to the spot 786 Fibonacci retracement level, right around 46,000 bucks. But that could also prove to be another macro level for lows for this asset. Again, I am not convinced of anything bearish until we print a macro lower low below the current macro low at 40,800. Man, I am fired up today, ain't I? For now, what am I looking for the upside here? Could we confirm a macro low here? Absolutely we could. We already see a little bit of upside momentum here on stochastics with a fresh cross in the bearish critical zone here, definitely telling that maybe this could be the point where we stop and reverse downside now, but that does not mean that support's going to break. If we close below 55,790, I will be looking for that targeted test to that $52,800 region. Again, anywhere in that blue box territory, in my opinion, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But I'm going to be looking at the blue box territory as a very, 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 very juicy opportunity for long positions here. God, that water. Oh, so good. But again, we're below the 21 exponential. Until we're above the 21 exponential, I am not convinced here. As long as we are below the 21 exponential, I am going to be looking for pressure to continue to climb. RSI is definitely telling you this. I played with this a little bit today. I played with this trend line here a little bit today, and it's all about perspective, right? It's all about perspective here, right? From this perspective, you could say, yeah, you know what? This trend line broke. It hit resistance at the 50 read. Boom, down. Or you could adjust it and say, oh, well, we barely broke it, and I got touch points and blah, 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 blah. You know, when I raise it up from my perspective, I have, you know, more cleaner touch points when it's like this, rather than, you know, going from the singular touch points here on the 20th of September and lining my trend line up with that, because it looks a little different when you do it like that. Either way, pressure is on to the downside, in my opinion. Exponential is vastly negative. After some bearish divergence, sends it through the 50 read. We rejected the 50 read, not a good sign, but we've rejected the 50 read before and recovered. So that's definitely a possibility here with this trend, with this formation. But again, as long as I'm getting the evidence that pressure's to the downside, I'm going to be looking for the downside. Any candle closure above this resistance at 58,430, I'm going to be looking for extension to the next level, which is all the way up here. 63,000. You know, if we confirm a low here and it turns out to be a macro low here, I think we hit, you know, new all-time highs. Again, that target being the 1 spot 272 Fibonacci extension right around 73,200 bucks. But you know, as long as we're below that 21 right now, and as long as you know, volatility remains collapsed here, you know, maybe looking for a little bit more pressure to the downside. And again, there, you know, it's not an all hope is lost type of formation. Again, as long as we're above the macro low right here, 40,800 bucks, I'm full blown, you know, I'm long-term bullish until proven otherwise. So I do think this is just, you know, a healthy pullback, confirming a nice macro higher low somewhere in this blue box territory, or even right here, right now. It could be possible before achieving new all-time highs, and that's kind of how I'm looking at Bitcoin. People are talking about the Hall of Fame. My disposition on the Hall of Fame remains death, absolute, you know, capitulation. I'm going to be looking for a $1.95 to break. Definitely looking for a $1.95 to break here. Any candle closure below $1.95, I'm looking for the next tentative target to the downside, somewhere around a $1.77 to a $1.79. Anywhere within that region, give or take a few cents, is going to be the general target to the downside. Again, upon confirmation of a break here, we are still holding support, but this does not look healthy. 10% bump to the upside, test the 21, and then loses it all. It does not speak health, in my opinion. And again, I'm going to mention this every single stream. From a trading perspective, from a trading bullish perspective, not fucking good. Not fucking good. At all not good. Look at this downtrend. Absolutely catastrophic to the downside. From an investment standpoint, I'm buying as many shares as I possibly can at the lowest possible prices, and I'm going to be sitting on this bad boy for the next 5 to 8 years, you know, looking for that project to get completed, looking for that project to open, and looking for that project to generate billions of dollars of revenue, right? So, you know, it's all about perspective, you guys. It's all about perspective. But for this one, from a trading perspective, again, we hit the yellow 21, we rejected it heinously here. I think the pressure is still onto the downside. RSI speaking volumes here, chopping in the bullish neutral zone. Below the exponential once again, definitely looking for more to the downside. Our stochastics here confirming a lower high, and then just boom, capitulating below the bottom side of the bearish control zone into the bearish critical zone. The bears have absolute control of this market, in my opinion, until proven otherwise, and that only proof otherwise would be a full-blown open and closure, right? Not just a break followed by an open and closure above the 21. Only that condition will convince me that we have some upside potential here. And until then, I don't have targets to the upside. I'm still looking to the downside for the Hall of Fame. I know people want to hear about SHIB. SHIB's been exciting. SHIB's been this, SHIB's been that. I think it's coming down. I think it's going to hit that 3,000 Satoshi target to the downside here. Again, RSI looking real beat up. Nice little downtrend here below the 50 read. Stochastics entering the bearish neutrals, or excuse me, the bearish critical zone here after rejecting the top side of the bearish control zone. Boom, 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 straight down. I'm looking for a decline all the way to 3,000 Satoshis, to be quite honest with you. But I'm going to be very interested to buy some of this asset up upon confirmation of a test of that 3,000 Satoshi region. I'm excited for this. Again, this is another long-term investment of mine. I am not trading this. I am not a day trader on this asset. This is a brand new cryptocurrency. I think it has life. I think it has potential. I think it has girth and balls. You know, fucking 1,100% from low to high, right? From low to high, like fucking 1,100% or some shit. Yeah, 1185 spot 90% to the upside. So, you know, people got rich off of this move here. I don't think this asset's over and done with. You know, people might be scared. Oh my God, it's going to zero. Read your charts, man. Read your charts. Until I get evidence that this one's going to capitulate heinously, I'm going to be looking for that 3,000 Satoshi target to the downside and looking to buy more of this asset and scoop some of this asset up, you know, at the lowest possible prices. We're going to go ahead and move on to requests. We have a couple of requests here today. It does look like this one will be a little bit of a shorter stream, but I got Bitfarms once again. Bitfarms LTD coming up with this bitch. Ooh, consolidating down. Supporting the 21 right now. As long as price action remains above the 21, I am convinced that upside is possible, but we got a break of the range here, man, and we just hit the 21 and we supported it, but now we might open up a little bit of a range here between the red 10 simple and the 21 exponential. I would say though, any closure below the 21 exponential, man, I think this diagonal trend line becomes a point of interest in my opinion here. I think this one capitulates all the way down to like $5.80, and again, doesn't fuck with the macro trend. The macro trend looks pretty decent. Given that it's a brand new asset, but look at momentum here. Stochastic, oh shit, stochastics back below the bullish control zone, I do believe. Yeah, just barely. Below the bullish control zone right here. Let me get my 50 read up here real quick. Boom. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Don't judge me. Boom. Yeah, just below the bullish control zone here, hitting the bullish critical zone and then just declining ever since. Doesn't look like price action, but this one could break to the downside. But take the signals that you see and run with them. I'm confident that as long as we're above the 21 here, and again, the 21 does have a positive slope still. I'm going to be looking for price action to continue. And the fact that we broke above a resistance and never confirmed it, or excuse me, correction. We confirmed support, right? Just because we broke does not convince me that it's resistance. We are still holding this region at 784 as support here, and price action proves that. As we didn't get a secondary candle closure below that to confirm it as tentative resistance, so I'm going to be looking for a little bit of a pop back up, maybe even all the way up to here at $8.90. And again, if we confirm a low here, boy, oh boy, we have a higher low, and I'm looking for new all-time highs. Again, the 2.272 still being the main target here, right around $12.50. Definitely valid for price action here if we hold support on the 21 and confirm a higher low on the 21. But if we break that 21, man, I'm going to be looking for a heinous decline. RSI, again, nice little spike up here, right? Nice little spike up. I need to see a low call before I'm convinced. If we get a low call on RSI here, we likely see new all-time highs for this one. Again, not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just my perception, my perspective of this general market. And again, at the end of the day, any analysis that I provide on an asset that's not even a year old doesn't fucking matter anyway. But you got what you got. Apple. Ugh. Have I done this one? I have. Ooh, new all-time highs. Ooh, reversal style candlestick here. 2 reversal styles. Do I have Fibonacci's? Oh my god, target has been met. Target has been met tenfold. The 1.414 Fibonacci extension target has been fucking met. Holy crap. Now, confirming the breakout point as new tentative support. Oof. Oof. Wow. To be quite honest with you, I don't know where this one goes right now. We do have clear resistance at the 1.272. Come on. Clear resistance at the 1.272. It wouldn't be out of the question to see another little pop down to like 157.50 here, maybe even all the way down to the 21 exponential here to confirm a low, 152. But this one looks bullish as shit here. Again, we do have the potential to print bearish divergence. Again, when you see new all-time highs on an asset here, and then you come over to stochastics here, and you see that this high was confirmed with a really high high on stochastics here, and then boom, we come down, test the mid read, pop back up, confirm new all-time highs. But look at this, we don't have new highs on our stochastics, which tells me that it is very possible that we see some kind of bearish divergence at some point in time. Again, unless stochastics completely clears the 95.78 read, it's very possible that we top out, see some bearish divergence, at which point, yes, I would be targeting the 21 exponential at 152 to the downside. We don't have evidence of bearish divergence just yet on the RSI. RSI in the bullish control zone, very healthy. Exponential is very positive. This one definitely screams continuation, unless we get some kind of top call that confirms some kind of bearish divergence on stochastics. If we break the 1.272 here, I'm going to be looking for a retest of the 1.414, right around 165.50. Anything above there, this one could really explode to the upside, especially if momentum continues to carry the price action up. This one looks good. Apple looks really good, but again, I think it might be time for a little bit of a pullback. Definitely one of the possibilities here for Apple. AVAX USD. Yep, same thing here. Looking for more of a little bit more of a pullback here. We are still in the bullish control zone, so that bodes well here, but definitely showing signs of weakness in the bullish control zone. I need water. Definitely showing signs of weakness in the bullish control zone, but guess what? We've seen it spike below the exponential a couple of times, enforcing it slightly negative. It's happened before, and then boom, we spike back up and hold it as support. That's one of the possibilities here, but I'm thinking maybe not. Hitting that one close to that 2.272 here, confirming massively new all-time highs. Wouldn't be out of the question to see a pullback to the 21. When was the last low here? I think this is an inconsequential low right here. Yeah, it wouldn't be out of the question to see continuation to the downside right around 108.93. Maybe confirm a low here, and if we break 108.50, I'm going to be looking for more of a decline below the 21 exponential right around 92.28 here. We do have bearish divergence. Yeah, very, very barely have. Yeah, bearish divergence confirmed here, playing out on the stochastics read, back below the critical threshold into the bullish control zone once again. Confirming bearish divergence. I do believe that plays out a little bit more to the downside. Again, at the very least, I'm looking for 108.50. No bearish divergence on RSI. RSI still looks really good. Again, we have a couple of conflicting indications, but at the end of the day, we're above the 21. We haven't seen signs of reversal. I'm still bullish on this until proven otherwise, and that proof otherwise would be an open and closure below the 21. Again, and the first target to the downside upon that condition being met is like 90... I'd say $92. We'll just call it $92 to the downside, and then we can come back and reevaluate, that price action. However, any candle closure above the breakout point, above the all-time high resistance at 136.9, we'll just call it 137 here. I'm going to be looking for a full-on test of 162.95 or the 2.272 Fibonacci extension region here. Looks really good though. At the end of the day, AVAX is looking fucking beautiful. Crow USD. More all-time highs. Yeah, more all-time highs. Man, this one's really extending here. God damn. Crypto.com is really fucking going at it. Breakout point at the 2.272, closed above the 2.414. Absolutely fucking heinous. Me personally, I'd sell. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but any cryptocurrency that goes up like this likely comes down just as violently. And if we want to take the average of Bitcoin, 40% from top to bottom. Now, I mean, we could be looking at a pullback all the way back down to 50 cents. That would be out of the question again, but the macro trend would still remain intact. Let's see what momentum is saying. No bearish divergence yet. No bearish divergence. Man, to be honest with you, I'm looking for continuation to a buck. This one might continue to $1 here. Where did this one start? Man, I feel for you if you bought 10,000 of these at a penny. You're probably fucking rich right now. Crypto.com looking real juicy, real fucking juicy, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I'm up. I'm positive on this one until proven otherwise. And the only proof otherwise would be a closure below 79 cents, maybe 80 cents here on the daily time frame. That would convince me of a pullback to the 21 exponential. Again, that would be your potential heinous decline to the downside, as we do not have anything as support and resistance between these two horizontals. If we broke the current breakout point to the downside, it's likely that we see a full-on back test of the 21 exponential here, maybe confirm a higher low and then continue. I do believe the macro trend would still be intact if that condition were to be met, but if we confirm the breakout point here, to 414 as new tentative support, I'm going to be looking for $1. I'm going to be looking for $1. And it does look like we came very fucking close to $1 on this asset. I would be looking for that target to be remet once again. Stochastics, absolutely fucking crazy. No bearish divergence. Bullish critical zone, absolutely heinous. RSI supporting the top side of the bullish control zone into the critical zone and maintaining control in the critical zone right now. Haven't seen that ever in this cryptocurrency's history. It's going to be very exciting to see what this one does in the future. That's going to do it for Crow. SOL USD. Let I'm not familiar with that. Solana. Bullish favorite? Nah, this one doesn't look too healthy. Technically did close above the 21. Never really confirmed it as resistance, but this one looks toppy right here, man. This one looks like it wants to come down. I would say any candle closure below like 215, spot 25. We likely get a top call on the RSI here, and we likely see some decline. Stochastics, though, curling up. You know, there is some momentum possibilities here. I would say any candle closure above 226, spot 67. I would be looking for a retest of this high right here at 242, spot 56. But again, we are in the precipice of a downtrend, change of behavior being confirmed. Short-term time frame change of behavior. Again, nothing that has to do with the macro. The macro is still intact. Again, yeah, I mean, this could very easily be the macro low here before continuing to new all-time highs. But again, it has to hold, and it has to convince me of continuation. And a closure above this region here would convince me of that. Again, 231, spot 56. Any candle closure above there, I'm gonna be excited for this asset here. Again, we have conflicting indications here from momentum oscillators, stochastics booming to the upside, and RSI here being maintained to the downside by the negatively sloped exponential, playing around with that 50 read here. It's all about what confirms next. Again, we're playing real tight price action with that 21. Nothing has been confirmed on that 21 just yet. We did get a trade signal below, but it would have got faked out immediately on this asset here. This would have actually faked me out. This would have faked me out here. I would have taken a loss on this position because prior to that, we saw a fresh break of the 50 read here. And you know, momentum oscillators from a stochastics perspective, you know, below the 50 read, that would have convinced me to take a position here. And, you know, if I were to hold it, you know, maybe I would have got stomped out. I could have taken profits upon the back test of the diagonal trend line. But the diagonal trend line holds, man, and the uptrend still remains valid until proven otherwise. I would say any closure below the diagonal trend line convinces me that decline is likely the answer here, but we're above it, so I might be more inclined to look for potential new all-time highs, especially if this trend holds validity and continues further to the upside. Again, any candle closure above 231, I'm going to be looking for the next level up at 243. However, if we close below the diagonal trend line, I'm going to be looking for new lows and downtrend continuation to be confirmed below $182.54. Fun. Not gonna lie to you, man, I hate that fucking drawing tool. I know you're gonna watch this in the morning, Corey. I can't do it. I just, you know, watch my cursor. And I'm gonna highlight what I need to highlight with my cursor. I absolutely hate using that drawing tool. It takes too much time. You know, it is what it is. But again, remember the announcements. You know, nothing for Thanksgiving. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no streams. Gonna be with my family, gonna be chilling, gonna be relaxing on my 4-day off vacation. Come back Monday. And number 2, starting Monday, I'm gonna be working on my instructional video for you guys, how I take positions on the 21 exponential, and how I manage my risk, how I take profits, you know, what the momentum oscillators are telling me, yada, 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 yada. Expect that Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday to be dropping. I'm excited to give you guys another instructional video. I know it has been a very long time since I have released one. Trust me, I'm working on different strategies. I'm working on different things that I can provide to you, but I am not going to give you an instructional video on you know, a strategy or an indicator or something like that I don't fucking use myself. Again, I try to keep everything as simple as possible, and so far my simplicity has been profitable. So I'm going to provide you guys with the education that I believe necessary to keep everything as simple as possible and still remain as profitable as possible. And that's going to do it for the stream, everybody. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell if you're new. Oh yeah, one more announcement. We got like 30 new members today. Phenomenal. I sent invites to a bunch of random people. Once again, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep pressuring. I'm going to keep trying to expand the channel so that we can have a joyful experience within the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. And again, final announcement is, I know it's late. I know people can't watch me live right now. It's frustrating to me, but I understand the hours that I conduct my business are fucking weird because I'm working, I'm working that, second shift life, like 2 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., half-hour drive to and from. So realistically, I'm putting in like 10 hours, maybe 10 and a half hours just for my job alone at work. Once I figure everything out, once this, this career takes off and I'm consistently profitable with big numbers, I will retire and I will readjust the time that I stream to a more favorable time period. But until then, thank you for dealing with my bullshit. Thank you for dealing with the late night streams. Thank you for supporting the channel. 330 fucking members in the Blackfire Technical Analysis Facebook community. To the new members out there, if you see this video, thank you so much for coming through. Come to the YouTube channel. I'd rather have subscribers on the YouTube channel because I believe this is the platform that's gonna, take me to new heights. Come through, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell, you guys, as we embark on this journey to grow the channel. And as the channel grows, more interesting things will be presented. I do have plans for like merch and contests and things like that in the future. And I'm looking to expand and do my own thing. But for now, it is what it is until we do expand further and until I can, quit my day job and do this full time. But that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Again, thank you very much. You already know what it is. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and until tomorrow,